Okay, good evening to all. So we are done with question number 4, right? So in our previous class, we are done with question number 4. So coming to question number 5. Ready? Okay. So please start. Alpha Limited has machinery at a cost of rupees 4,800. Provision for depreciation 1,600 on 1/4/2018. So generally, in case of a depreciation, in our childhood, Cma inter level, we have already, everyone knows about it. For calculation of depreciation, for accounting of depreciation, how many methods we have? We have two types of methods. One is asset method, second one is provision for depreciation method. Correct? In case of asset method, depreciation will be charged to asset account. Entry, depreciation account debit to asset account. In case of a provision for depreciation account is maintained, what is entry? Depreciation to provision for depreciation account. Is that clear? Okay now? Okay. So one more point. Yeah. Suppose example. In case of a depreciation, how many methods? Two methods, right? How many methods? First method, asset method. Second one, provision for depreciation method. In case of asset method, depreciation will be charged to. So what is entry? Depreciation to asset account. Is that clear? In case of a provision for depreciation, depreciation to provision for depreciation account. Is that clear? Okay. Basically, for every year ending, we need to transfer nominal accounts by transferring to P&L. What is entry? P&L account debit to, here also P&L to depreciation. Clear? Yeah, provision will be transferred to balance sheet, which is reduced from the asset value. Okay. So next, coming to suppose example. This also we need to charge it to depreciation P&L only, sir. Yeah. We'll discuss with example. Just wait. We'll discuss with example. Suppose example, in case of sale of asset, what is the entry here? Just wait, I will discuss. What is entry? Cash or bank account debit to. Is that clear? Yes or no? Okay. Suppose example, asset value is 1 lakh, but you are selling for 90,000 only. Difference should be transferred to P&L. What is that? Loss. Loss on sale of asset 10,000. Suppose example, the asset value carrying value is 1 lakh. You are getting 1 lakh 20,000. So to P&L 20,000. That is the benefit. Is it clear? Okay. In case of a provision for depreciation account is maintained, what is the entry for sale of asset? Okay, cash or bank account debit. Next, provision for depreciation account debit to asset account. Correct? Yes. Because, sir, why this provision for depreciation account is maintained? Why the provision for depreciation account is maintained? What is the purpose? Simple, sir. When the users wants to see the financials of an entity, any entity, Suppose example, this is the balance sheet. Okay. Suppose example, asset value is 10 lakhs, depreciation 2 lakhs. What is the balance? 8 lakhs. If you are following asset method, coming to next year balance sheet, what is the value will be? 8 lakhs asset value, 2 lakhs depreciation, 6 lakhs. At the end of the third year, asset value 6 lakhs, depreciation 2 lakhs, balance 4 lakhs. Suppose example, at the end of the third year, any user wants to see the balance sheet, he can know the original value of asset or not? No sir, because here there is no original cost. This is carrying amount, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? When we are maintaining asset method, we cannot find out the original cost of the asset. Yes or no? For that purpose, for every user wants to see the original cost also. They wants to see the original cost, because based on that they will analyze that how much depreciation till now. For that purpose, they have introduced the concept provision for depreciation. That's why every year depreciation will be transferred to provision for depreciation account. In that case, if any year if you want to see the balance sheet, asset 10 lakhs, provision for depreciation 2 lakhs. What is the balance? 8 lakhs. Coming to second year, asset 10 lakhs, provision for depreciation 4 lakhs accumulated. Provision for depreciation is nothing but accumulated depreciation. The balance 6 lakhs. At the end of the third year, asset value again 10 lakhs, provision for depreciation how much? In this case, user can easily identify the original cost of the asset. But yeah, but in case of a balance sheet, for every time we need to disclose on asset side only by reducing from the asset, because we need to know that's it. Okay, so in this case, we can easily identify the original cost of the asset. For that purpose, they have introduced the concept provision for depreciation account. For every year, depreciation will be transferred to provision for depreciation. So in this case, asset should be at original cost only. Correct? So that's why in case of a sale of asset, suppose example, the asset original value is 1 lakh. How much? 1 lakh. After 3 years, I am going to selling that asset. I am getting 8 lakhs of a cash. How much? 8 lakhs of a cash. Clear? So, without this provision for depreciation account, we cannot calculate the profit or loss. Correct or not? We cannot find out the exact profit or loss. Suppose example, by mistake, you have taken this one only. Cash account 8 lakhs, asset 1 lakh at original cost only, right? So, profit, loss, so P&L 2 lakhs. This is correct or not? Wrong. Because you are selling at the end of third year. Still the asset is at 1 lakh only. So that's why we need to reduce the provision for depreciation account. Reduce means debiting. Asset value is credit side is there. The provision for depreciation is on debit side, which means reducing from asset only. What is the net amount? Suppose example after 3 years. Example 4 lakhs is the depreciation. Assume that. Provision for depreciation balance how much? 4 lakhs. Then what is the net amount? Which means 10 lakhs is the original cost, 4 lakhs is the depreciation. What is the net amount? 6 lakhs is the asset value. Correct or not? Asset 10 lakhs credit, 1 lakh credit, sorry. 1 lakh, 10 lakhs, sir. Sorry. 10 lakhs. Asset 10 lakhs credit, provision for depreciation 4 lakhs debit, which means 6 lakhs credit balance in the asset. Nothing but we are selling the asset of rupees 6 lakhs only. Net amount is 6 lakhs. Correct or not? Net amount of asset is 6 lakhs only. So then what is the difference? 2 lakhs. This is called profit on sale of asset. Yes. So then what is the entry in case of a sale of asset in case of a provision for depreciation account is maintained? What is the entry? Cash account debit, provision for depreciation account debit to asset. Difference should be transferred to P&L. Please note down, because this is also a basic level only, still you need to write. basic level. But still many of the students don't know about it. When the sale of asset in case of a provision for depreciation account is maintained, so they don't know about this entry also. How the entry is getting, so they don't know. So that's why this basics also important for us. Okay. What is entry in case of sale of asset? Cash or bank account debit, provision for depreciation account debit to asset account. Asset always should be at original cost. Difference should be transferred to P&L. If the credit side is more than debit side, loss. If the debit side is more than credit side, profit. Okay, now this is the basic regarding provision for depreciation account. Clear? Without knowing this, we cannot solve the problem. Number 5. Ready? Yes. Alpha Limited has machinery at a cost of rupees 4,800. Provision for depreciation 1,600 on 1/4/2018. On that date, the remaining life of the machine is 6 years with residual value 800. What is the cost of machinery here? 4,800. What is the provision for depreciation? As on 1/4/2018. Correct. What is the carrying amount? What is the carrying amount? 3,200. Correct. Original cost is 4,800. Provision for depreciation 1,600. What is the carrying amount? 3,200. That's good. On that date, the remaining life of the machine is 6 years. Okay, with residual value 800. Okay. On the same date, one component of the machine is replaced. What is the treatment for replacement of a part of PP? Recognize the cost of the new part or new asset. De-recognize the carrying amount of the old part. Correct or not? Because we are removing the old part, right? So we need to eliminate the carrying amount of the old part. We need to recognize the cost of the new part. Because now only you are purchasing. So that's why we need to consider it cost only. Correct. See, the price of the new component is 600 and the cost of the old component is 500 with accumulated depreciation is 200, which means what is the carrying amount of the old asset? 300. That's it. This is the carrying amount of old asset. Clear? Yes sir. Now which amount we need to be de-recognized? How much amount? 300 because we need to de-recognize the carrying amount only. What is the carrying amount here? A cost minus accumulated depreciation. How much? 300. That's it. The supplier of the new component took the old component at a fair value of rupees 360. What is the point here? Supplier is accepting our old part at 360. Our carrying amount is of old part is 300. Carrying amount of old part is 300. He is accepting it 360, which means 60 is benefit to us. Correct or not? Benefit or not? Yes, benefit. Profit. Profit on exchange of asset. Next, on 31st March 2019, the machine is revalued as per company policy 5,000. On 31st March 2020, an impairment loss of 900 has been recognized for the machine. So we already discussed one point. What's the point here? Yesterday we have discussed about this. When we have any revaluation surplus in previous years, in current year if we got any impairment loss, that impairment loss basically should be transferred to P&L. But in this case, we need to adjust to revaluation surplus. Clear or not? Generally, what is the entry for impairment loss? P&L to first entry, impairment loss to asset account. Next entry, P&L to impairment loss. But in this case, if we have any OCI balance, OC in the sense revaluation surplus, then this impairment loss should be adjusted to revaluation surplus OCI. This is already discussed in our previous class. Correct or not? Sir, no? Yes. Pass the journal entries show the accounting treatment to be made in the financial statements for the years ending 31st March 2019, 2021. Depreciation to be charged based on straight line based method. Bacha. Okay. Notes. Journal entries, accounting treatment. Rendu. ఓన్లీ మన క్యారింగ్ అమౌంట్ కదా, అది మాత్రం మైనస్ చేసుకోవాలి. బికాస్ మన అసెట్ యొక్క క్యారింగ్ అమౌంట్ ఎంత ఉంది ఇన్ అవర్ బ్యాలెన్స్ షీట్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద క్యారింగ్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ ఓల్డ్ పార్ట్, దట్ ఓన్లీ నీడ్ టు బి డీరికగ్నైజ్, దట్స్ ఇట్. టేక్ ఇన్ నోట్స్. క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ ఆఫ్ what is the question is asking? Pass journal entries and show the accounting treatment. So calculation of, so first of all we need to find out the carrying amounts. This is good question. We need to practice. Tomorrow exam. Ready? Ind AS 16. Ind AS intro. Basically Ind AS intro have a few more, I have added few more points regarding calculation of net worth. So directly from CA final material I have taken, so that needs to be discussed. Possible, we will complete by tomorrow class. Okay. So coming to cost of asset, how much? Cost of machine 4,000. Take in inner column. Cost of machine 4,800. What is the accumulated depreciation? 1,600 minus provision for how much? Balance 3,200. All rupees in lakhs ledante crores? Nothing. Nothing is given. Okay, rupees only then. Next, coming to question. On the same day, new component is one of the component is replaced. What is the new component price? 600. Add new component. Add new component. What is the date basically? On which date we are original? 1/4/18, right? Take here also 1/4/18. Ma? 1/4/18? Yeah, that's why carrying amount on 1/4/18 is 3,200. Correct. Next, add new component. Any date is given in the question? Same date. So nothing but on first date only. How much? How much? How much? 600. Next, what is the treatment in case of a replacement? Recognize the cost of new component. Derecognize the carrying amount of old component. Old component at carrying amount. How much? Calculation 500 minus. Correct or not? Cost is 500. Depreciation 200. So balance 300 is the carrying amount. So please calculate the depreciation now. What is the revised total value? Please calculate the total value. Revised value on 1/4/2018, how much? 3,200 plus 600 plus, sorry, 600 minus 300, how much? Okay, take it. 3,500. Calculate depreciation. How many years we have? How many remaining life of the asset? 6 years. What is the residual value? 800. Then what is the depreciation? 3,500 minus 800 divided by 6. How much? So take 450. Depreciation. Balance. Carrying amount on 31st March 2019. How much? 3050. Correct or not? Yes. మా ఆకాంక్ష అర్థమవుతుందా? ఈరోజు ఫస్ట్ క్లాసా? Okay, so coming to carrying amount, how much? 31st March 2019, 3050. Go to question. On 31st March 2019, please ignore this point, we will discuss later. On 31st March 2019, the machine is revalued as per company policy at 5,000. What happened? Yeah. అవును. Okay. Okay, cool. So coming to 31st March 2019, the machine is revalued as per company policy is 5,000. Now the asset got revalued. What is the revalued amount on 31st March? Please note down. How much amount has been increased here? Just for our understanding. Don't write in exam like that. 1950. Clear? Any additions in the current year 2020? On 31st March 2020, impairment loss is there. So we can calculate the depreciation for 1920. Please calculate the depreciation. Now depreciation should be calculated on which amount? 3050 or 5,000? 5,000. Please calculate. Depreciation for 2019-20. How much? 5,000 minus 5 years. Residual value 800 divided by 5. How much? How much? 840. What is the balance? Carrying amount on 31st March 2020, how much? 4,160. 4,160. Now coming to 2020, something is happened in 2020. What happened? On 31st March 2020, an impairment loss of rupees 900 has been recognized for the machine, which means impairment loss means simply decreased value in the value of asset. Simple. When the impairment loss will be occurred, if the carrying amount of the asset is more than the recoverable amount. Okay, now, so we already discussed it, right? So carrying amount is, if the carrying amount is more than recoverable amount, then the difference is known as impairment loss. How much impairment loss here? So because of impairment loss, asset value will get decreased. Yes or no? So please write down minus impairment loss. How much? 900. What is the balance? 3000. 3260. 3260. Now calculate depreciation for 2021. How much? 3260 minus divided by 4 years. How much? Okay, now 615. Oh, is that clear? Okay, now. So, you can write the balance carrying amount how much? How much? To wait? 645 or 845? Carrying amount on 31st March 21. Correct? Okay. So now coming to the question. This is not the exact answer because we have a lot of complications here. What is the complication here? When we have any revaluation surplus in any year, that revaluation surplus should be transferred to retained earnings over a period of life of asset. Over a period of life of asset. We already discussed the reason why we need to transfer to retained earnings, correct? So, coming to working note. Working note number 1. Calculation of amount to be transferred to retained earnings from revaluation surplus. Calculation of amount to be transferred to retained earnings from revaluation surplus. Okay. So coming to revaluation surplus. What is the revaluation surplus? How much amount? Please take 1950. On which date? 31st March 2019. Yes. We got revaluation surplus on 31st March 2019. How much? Sir, on this date only we have revalued the asset. How much revaluation amount? 1950. That is the revaluation amount. Clear? Next. Please note down. First of all, what we need to do this revaluation surplus, it should be recognized in OCI. Correct or not? Please note down that point also. Recognized in OCI account. What is OCI? Other comprehensive income. Next. Life of asset after revaluation. Please calculate the life of asset after revaluation. The revaluation done on 31st March 2019. Correct or not? So how many remaining years we have? How many years? 5 years. Which means we need to transfer 1/5 of the amount of revaluation surplus to retained earnings. Correct? So please note down. So life of the asset after revaluation how much? 5 years. Therefore, revaluation surplus transferred to retained earnings over remaining life of asset, that is 5 years. Therefore 5 years means 1/5, right? 1/5 of revaluation, 1/5 amount of revaluation surplus equal to 1950 into how much? How much? 3. Therefore amount transferred to retained earnings how much? 390. That's it. OC అలానే ఉంటుంది, రివల్యూషన్ సర్ప్లస్. అదర్ దెన్ రివల్యూషన్ సర్ప్లస్ కాదమ్మా. రివల్యూషన్ సర్ప్లస్ షుడ్ బి షోన్ అండర్ OCI. OCI means other comprehensive income. Basically we have two types of statements. One is P&L statement, second one is other comprehensive income. That is also income only, income statement. But unrealized amount should be transferred to OCI. Okay. So see, I'll discuss recognized in OCI, sir. This is revaluation surplus recognized in OCI, which means we need to shown under OCI only. That is the point. Basically realized amount should be shown under P&L statement. P&L statement. Unrealized amount should be shown under OCI statement. OCI statement. That's it. Nothing but OCI account. Okay. So 1/5 of the amount should be transferred to retained earnings, which means transferred to P&L, nothing but, because that should be realized. Correct or not? We already discussed the reason why we need to transfer to retained earnings. Yeah. So 390 is the amount need to be transferred to retained earnings. Okay. The next, what's the question? Go to question. Journal entries, right? Open the journal entries. Coming to first year, what is entry? And first year only we need to, pass the entry for new component, right? We have purchased the new component by giving a old component. So nothing but this is credit purchase or cash purchase. Credit base or cash base? Credit base only, because we are giving another asset, right? Yes or no? Change. Okay, so Rainamma, please note down. For purchase of new component of machinery, how much? What is entry? Machinery account debit to supplier, because the question itself clearly saying that when he is accepting the old component should be valued at 360. Correct or not? When we are using supplier account, that is nothing but credit basis. Okay, how much? Next, for exchange of old component of machinery to supplier. For exchange of old component of machinery to supplier, what is entry? Cash. We are giving our old asset to supplier. Instead of cash, we are giving a old asset to supplier. Correct? So supplier is the liability, right? In first entry, our liability is 600. Now I am giving old asset, so the liability will get decreased. So supplier account needs to be debited. Liability decreases, debited kada. So supplier account debit, how much we needs to pay? How much we needs to pay? Basically total 600 is the liability. So just I am writing the entry for I will write two entries, just wait. Please note down. Supplier account debit to, what is the old one? So old machinery, please write it as old machinery. How much? 300, correct or not? Yes or no? My carrying amount of asset is 300 only. So to old machinery, how much? 300. So supplier accepting at 360. Yes or no? Supplier accepting at 360. So balance 60 is profit. 2. Profit on sale of, how much? Okay na. Here, if you want, you can write in another way. What is entry? Supplier account debit 360. To old machinery 500. Provision for depreciation 200. To profit 60. We can write this also. Yes or no? Correct or not? In this case, I have taken directly the carrying amount. In this case, I have taken the original amount as well as provision amount also. Correct or not? The given question, the original cost is 500, accumulated depreciation is 200. Yes or no? I can write this entry also. Just for your understanding purpose, I am writing here. Supplier account debit, provision for depreciation, old machinery to profit. How much? 360, 200, 60. Is that clear? Okay now. Next entry, depreciation. Supplier shown as liability. The balance amount should be shown as a liability only. Just as of now I am paying, I am giving my old asset only. That balance liability will continue in the balance sheet. Okay na? So please write down next third entry. Okay, write down the third entry. For depreciation. Depreciation for which year? Okay. Depreciation for 31st March 19. What is the entry? Depreciation account debit to provision for depreciation account. How much? First year depreciation, how much? First year depreciation. Where is the depreciation? This one, huh? Yes. Please note down. Depreciation account debit to provision for depreciation 450. Clear? Any doubts till now? Please don't note it as a doubt, because the supplier liability 600, correct only. Yeah, so just the balance is nothing but I have given my old asset, that's it. The balance amount shown as liability in balance sheet. Correct or not? Yes. Yes or no? There is no mandatory to settle the liability within 1 year only, right? So the liability may continues, which will be shown in balance sheet. That's it. So depreciation to provision for depreciation, how much? 450. Depreciation will be transferred to P&L. So not required. That entry is not required. Okay. Next, coming to fourth. On 31st March 2019, we have revalued the asset, right? Please note down. Revaluation of machinery on 31st March 2019, rupees, how much? 5,000. What is the entry? Please tell me. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. General, what is general entry? Generally, what is entry? Asset to revaluation surplus. No, that is not the correct entry. I mean amount. I'm talking about amount. Okay, please tell me your answer. Answer your answer, please. I will write just. Missionary account. Missionary account debit. 1950. Okay. To revelation surplus. 1950. This is not correct answer. Why? Can you please try this? Generally entry is 1950 only, but this is not correct. No, 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 not a correct. Seriously, it's not correct. The problem in the question is provision for depreciation. See the point? See, how much provision for depreciation balance we have? Initially 1600. Okay, now in every year the asset will be shown at original cost only. Yes or no? Even first year ending also asset will be at 4800 only, not 3200, because we are maintaining provision for depreciation account. Correct or not? Now tell me. I have given you one hint also. Please try. How much? No, no, no. Please. Add by correct how much? Sir, please use your common sense. What is the cost of the asset on day one? 4800. After that, we have purchased one new component. How much? 600. After that, we have de-recognized one more asset. How much? We need to consider cost only, not carrying amount. Understood? Sir, this is the special question, even which is not there in our CA final also. Okay, the cost of the asset is 4800. Correct. New cost of the asset is 600. Old cost we have already de-recognized. How much? So balance. So which means as of now the cost of the asset is 4900. That is revalued to 5000. How much asset value increases? Only 100. Yes, that up to that amount should be depreciation should be reverse. That is provision for depreciation account. Now tell me the entry. Now tell me the entry. Machinery account debit 100. Provision for depreciation account 1850. 2. Revaluation surplus 1950. Is that clear? Not clear. I will discuss one more time. Okay. See, sir. Simple point. We are maintaining the provision for depreciation account, which means asset should be always at original cost only. In starting of the year, asset value is 4800. On that year only, we have purchased one more component. How much cost? 600. On that day only, we have de-recognized one more asset, old asset, 500. Total, as of now, what is the total cost of the asset? 4800 plus 600 minus 500. How much? 4900. That is the cost as of now. On 31st March 2019, the cost of the asset is 4900. Now that was revalued to 5,000. Only the asset value got revalued. How much amount? 100 only, not 1950. Understood or not? This is a special point or not? Yes. Then why we need to? Why the provision for depreciation account should be debited? My question you have understood or not? Why the provision for depreciation account should be debited? Okay. నార్మల్ చెప్పర్లేదు చెప్ చెప్పు చెప్పు ఎంత అమౌంట్? హౌ మచ్ అమౌంట్ టిల్ నౌ? ప్లీజ్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్. Please calculate how much amount you should have transferred to provision for depreciation account till now. First of all, please calculate the balance which is in the provision for depreciation. How much? Initially we have 1600. In first year we have transferred how much? 450 total 2050. And old cost component provision for depreciation how much? 200. That should be derecognized. That's how we got this 1850. Understood? Not understood. How this 1850 we got, sir? Basically, initially we have provision for depreciation 1600, balance is there. First year depreciation 450, also transferred to provision for depreciation. Correct or not? See the entry. Again provision for depreciation credit balance 450. Total 2250. Correct? 2050. Sorry, 2050. One asset is derecognizing. So provision for depreciation also will get closed. How much? 200. What is the balance here? 1850. This 1850 should be nothing but should be reversed. Correct or not? Yes or no? Because now we have revalued the asset. When we revalued the asset, whatever the depreciation till now we have charged should be reversed. Now is there any balance on provision for depreciation? Now is there any balance on provision for depreciation? Zero. Zero. If it is zero only, then only we need to calculate depreciation on 5,000 from current year. Understood? Without zero, nothing but without nullifying the provision for depreciation, we cannot calculate on 5,000. Understood? Conceptual clarity or not? Okay, this is the point. Okay, please note down. మా ఆకాంక్ష అర్థమైందా? Yes. If it is revalued to 4,000, nothing but revaluation downwards, then revaluation surplus concept will never comes into existence. Then we need to charge it to P&L. Correct or not? So nothing but it's a loss. Okay. Now the entry is how much? So please write the calculation here. 4,800 plus 500 minus, sorry, 600 minus 500. Here 1600 plus 450 minus 200. Then you will get understand. Understood? From next year, on which amount you need to calculate depreciation? How much? 5,000. Is there any provision for depreciation balance? Is there any provision for depreciation balance? No. Is that clear? Ready? 30? Okay. 950 అనుకుందాం ఎగ్జాంపుల్కి. ఓకే, 950 ఏమో రివైలేషన్ సర్ప్లస్ రాసుకుంటావు. డెబిట్ ఏం చేసుకుంటావు? చెక్ చేసుకోవాలి మరి. అప్పుడు నువ్వు సేమ్ అసెట్ వాల్యూ చెక్ చేసుకోవాలి. స్టార్టింగ్ ఎంత ఉంది, ఈరోజు ఎంతకు రివాల్యూ అయింది, అది చూసుకోవాలి కదా మరి. అక్కడ తెలిసిపోద్ది నీకు. సేమ్ ఇదే మన క్యాలిక్యులేషన్. అగైన్ వీ నీడ్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ లైక్ దిస్ ఓన్లీ. సేమ్ సపోజ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రివాల్యూ టు 4000, సేమ్ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్. గో టు అసెట్ స్టార్టింగ్ వాల్యూ, ఎనీ న్యూ కాంపోనెంట్ యాడెడ్, ఓల్డ్ కాంపోనెంట్ డిడక్టెడ్. వాట్ ఈస్ ఇట్? అస్యూమ్ దట్. ఓకే, ఎంత వచ్చింది? ఓకే, 900 తగ్గింది అప్పుడు. ఓకే, సరే. అయిన తర్వాత మనం డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం. ఈ క్లాస్లో ఆన్లైన్ వాళ్ళకి ఇబ్బంది అవుతుంది. సరే, ఓకే. సో కమింగ్ టు నెక్స్ట్ ఎంట్రీ. నెక్స్ట్ డెప్రిసియేషనా? ప్లీజ్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ డెప్రిసియేషన్. ఫిఫ్త్ ఎంట్రీ, depreciation for 31st March 2020. What is in how much? I mean amount. How much? We already calculated, right? We already calculated the depreciation, 840. Next, on 31st March 2020, impairment loss, how much? 900. What is entry? For impairment loss, what is entry? Impairment loss account debit to machinery account, 900. Next, see, this impairment loss should be adjusted to revaluation surplus. Okay na? So basically they have asked about the accounting treatment also. We will show in the P&L balance sheet. So not required, entry is not required here. Next, coming to 7th point, for depreciation for last year. Yeah, we will transfer. Actually we need to calculate the account treatment, right? Entry is not required. I will show the accounting treatment. I will show that everything in accounting treatment. Please write the depreciation for 31st March 2021. Depreciation account debit to how much? That's it. This is only entries. Now the question is asking about financial statements. Solution is not yet over. So he asked about, please see the question. Show the accounting treatment to be made in the financial statements for the years on 31st March 19, 20, 21. So for 3 years we need to show the financials. Okay. Class 7 o'clock, it's already. We can extend this class. Classroom అవసరం లేదు. Yeah, okay. Okay, next. Please note down accounting treatment. Accounting treatment shown in financial statements. What happened? Okay, note down. తీసుకోండమ్మా. ఎన్ని ఇయర్స్ అడిగాడు? హౌ మెనీ ఇయర్స్? 3 years. సో ఇయర్ Financials means P&L statement, balance sheet. Year, P&L statement, balance sheet. First year, 31st March 2019. What is the effect on P&L for the first year? Please go and check there. What are the effects? Which amounts needs to be transferred to P&L? Please tell me. First point, tell me. Profit on sale of asset. How much? 60. Okay, please write down. Please note down first year treatment. First point. Profit on sale of machinery. How much? Profit on sale of machinery 60. Just we need to write a sentence. That's it. Next, anything? Depreciation will be how much? 450, right? So depreciation 450. First year depreciation 450. Next, at the end of the first year or second year, we have revalued. That first year or second year, we have revalued on first year ending, nothing but 31st March 19 only. Nothing but it should be transferred to revaluation surplus. Correct or not? Yes or no? How much? Basically, revaluation surplus should be recognized as an OCI. How much? OCI means also income statement only, but is other than P&L. Nothing but P&L. In P&L account, we need to find out the net profit, right? What is the profit or loss? So, after considering this other comprehensive income only, we need to calculate the net profit. Basically, both are income statements only. That's it. We can write as income statement. If not P&L, please write it as income statement. Next, first point, balance sheet. Asset shown as which value? Cost, which value? How much? Machinery shown under PP. What is the balance? 4,800 plus 600 minus 500. How much? Plus 100. Sir, revalued, sir. How much? 5,000. This is the value. Asset revalued at 5,000 only. If the asset should be at 5,000, so then from next year we need to calculate depreciation on 5,000 only. Correct or not? That's why we have reversed the provision for depreciation until that date. We have already transferred. Correct or not? So that's why machinery shown under PP how much as of now? 5,000. How 5,000 we got? The question itself is saying directly the asset should be at 5,000. Which means as of now the cost of the asset is 4,800 plus 600 minus 500, which means 4,900. Correct or not? So 100 is the revaluation. 100 is only the revaluation. Okay. So how much? 5,000. Next, anything is there? Anything? Provision for depreciation, huh? Yeah, provision for depreciation how much? First year provision for depreciation. First year balance sheet. What is the provision for depreciation? First year ending we already revalued. and the provision for depreciation account is got nullified. That's why the value is 0. No 450. What is 450? 0. Zeros are already nullified. Starting 1600. After 450, total 2050. Again minus 200, 1850. That 1850 got nullified in this entry. Correct or not? Yes or no? There is no provision for depreciation balance on 31st March 2019. This is the point. Understood? So you need to practice once again. Next, anything is there? Next, one more point. Basically, revaluation surplus should be shown as an other equity, right? Other equity in balance sheet. So please write down that also. I have one doubt. In 31st March 2019, is it required to transfer to retained earnings or not? Understood my question? Basically, whatever the amount we have in the revaluation surplus, that should be transferred to retained earnings over the life of the asset, over the remaining life of the asset. Correct. So in this year, is it required to transfer to retained earnings or not? Yes. The asset got revalued on this day only, year ending only. So don't transfer to retained earnings. We need to transfer from next year. That's it. Close. Understood? 31st March 2020. Next. Tell me. Now what is the depreciation? Second year depreciation 840. Next. Impairment loss. How much? What is the treatment of impairment loss in P&L statement? Basically, what is entry? P&L to impairment loss. But in this case, revaluation surplus to impairment loss. Not P&L to impairment loss. We already discussed this point. If there is any balance in revaluation surplus in previous year, okay, if we got any impairment loss in current year, that impairment loss should not be transferred to P&L. Please adjust to revaluation surplus. Correct. So please note down. Revaluation surplus OCI reduced due to impairment loss of rupees 900. That should be shown under P&L statement. What ma? Asset value 100, but actual revaluation surplus is 1950 only. Yes, we need to reduce from 1950. So what is the balance? 1950 minus 900. 1050. First point. Okay. One more point. Basically, technically, logically, okay. Finally, we need to transfer to retained earnings. How much amount? That is my question. What is the calculation? 1950. You got my question? Revaluation surplus amount should be transferred to retained earnings. How much amount? How many years we have? 5 years. How much amount? So as of now, our balance is starting balance is 1950. Please tell me. Transfer revaluation surplus to retained earnings. How much? Tell me. Sure? Answer. Okay. So, mama nadu. Ma answer cheppamma. How much? 390? Okay, very good. Yes. First point, we got the revaluation surplus at the end of the 31st March 2019, first year. Correct or not? Definitely we need to transfer out of that amount. First of all, first priority we need to transfer to retained earnings. That's it. Okay, now. Is that clear or not? Yes. So how much? 1950 by 5. 390. That's it. Yes. Now we need to reduce from the revaluation surplus. From next year, how much amount we need to transfer to retained earnings? Now tell me. Please tell me how much amount needs to transfer to retained earnings from next year. Okay, very good. My answer రాలేదండి. ఎంతమ్మా? 165. కరెక్టా? క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ చెప్పండి. 1950 minus 390 minus 900 divided by 4. Yes. Clear. So from next year, that is the amount we need to transfer. How much? 165. Okay. Coming to balance sheet. So machinery shown under. Sir, impairment loss. Sir, impairment loss entry. Impairment loss to machinery, right? Machinery value gets decreased now. How much? 5,000 minus 900. That's it. Separate we need to be shown. Next, we are not preparing the balance sheet. Just accounting treatment we are mentioning here. Next, provision for depreciation. How much? 840. 840. Next, okay. So how much? Provision for depreciation, how much? Sure? Okay, 840. Next. Next amount. Retained earnings, we already transferred, right? Revaluation surplus balance. Please tell me the revaluation surplus balance. Revaluation surplus shown under other equity. How much? Calculation. That's it. (31st March). Yeah. Tell me the depreciation. How much? Depreciation 615. Next, transfer to retained earnings. How much? Transfer to retained earnings, how much? Balance amount is how much? 660, right? 660 divided by 4. How much? Transfer to retained earnings of rupees 165 from revaluation surplus. Next, machinery value debt. Machinery shown under other equity. Shown under PP. How much? 4,100. Provision for depreciation, how much? Last is already 840 is there. Current year 615 total. 840 plus 615 total. 1455. How much? Calculation. Clear? So in this question we have a lot of new points. So we need to practice at least once. At least once we need to practice. There is a reasonable logics will be there. Correct or not? Yes. Yeah. This is a good question, right? Yes. This is the standard question. This is the standard question. Okay. Next, we are done with additional question 1, right? Additional question 2, done. Additional question 3, homework. Additional question 4, homework. Okay, now. Additional question 4 also homework, sir. It's a basic question. So coming to question number 4, just I will read once. An entity acquired an asset 3 years ago at a cost of 5 million. The depreciation method adopted for the asset was 10%, reducing balance method. At the end of the third year, the entity estimates the remaining useful life of the asset is 8 years and the determines to adopt a straight line method from the date. So to reflect the revised estimate pattern to recover the economic benefits, calculate depreciation charge and respective years. Same question we already discussed. Changing the method from WDV to SLM. Clear? First, cost of the asset is 5 million. We need to calculate depreciation for how many years? 3 years. At the end of the third year, the asset got, remaining useful life is 8 years. Correct or not? Remaining useful life is 8 years. So calculate depreciation for 2 years only. Please calculate depreciation for 2 years. At the end of the third year, useful life is, what is it? Yeah, third year is already completed. At the end of the year 3 only, we have re-estimated. What is the total value of, what is the total life? What is the total life of the asset? He did not mention any. So 3 years ago. So first of all, yes, we need to calculate depreciation for 3 years. We need to calculate depreciation for 3 years. And then revalue to 8 years. 8 years. From third year, so you need to calculate depreciation, carrying amount at the end of third year. Okay, now from fourth year, you need to calculate depreciation based on 5 years, 8 years. Simple question. Question number 4 and 5 is homework, 3 and 4 is homework. Coming to problem number 5. Before going to that, this is the updated book. I like this book because I had many new points which we already done this, right? Okay. So please tell me this basic bacha question. Which is needs to be added? Which is needs to be ignored? Please tell me. Cost of the plant 25 lakhs. Initial delivery cost. Cost of site preparation. Next, consultant's advice for acquisition of plant. Interest charge. NPV. Present value of dismantling cost. Operating losses. Ignore. Okay. Clear. So for this interest we have separate standard is there. This interest also should be added to the value of asset. That is Ind As 23 borrowing cost. I think you already know. I think same interlevel A16. Correct or not? And A16 you already learned this. So this interest also should be capitalized as per that standard. Okay. So here please ignore this interest. What is the total value then? 25 lakhs plus 2 lakhs plus 6 lakhs. 27, 633 plus 7, 40, 43 lakhs. So 43 lakhs is the, oh, we have answer. We have solution. Sorry, we have solution. Okay, 43 lakhs is the cost of the plant. In the same way, please calculate this question also. Question number 5. Please tell me this solution. How much? 93 lakh. First list price how much? 80 lakhs. Import duty we need to add delivery fees. Okay, electrical installation cost. Add pre-production testing. Purchase of fires maintenance. So basically maintenance cost should not be considered under value of asset because it needs to be incurred for every year, right? So maintenance cost, please don't consider that. Next, in addition to the above information, XYZ Limited was granted trade discount how much? 10%. Yes, trade discount needs to be deducted on the initial list price, and settlement discount 5%. Cash discount don't consider. Please ignore that. If the payment was mission was received within 1 month, paid for the plant on 20th April. Please ignore that. How much? 92 lakhs. Correct or not? Yes, testing cost also should be added. 80 lakhs plus 5 lakhs minus 10% how much? 8 lakhs, sir. Please reduce the trade discount, sir. I am not writing the solution here because this is Bacha question. So please reduce 8 lakhs trade discount, add 5 lakhs, add 1 lakh, add 10 lakhs, add 4 lakhs. How much? That's it. That is the answer. Please don't consider the cash discount. Please don't consider the cash discount. It is nothing but settlement discount. Please don't consider that. Yes, P&L. This cash discount will be allowed on the date of payment only. Correct or not? On the date of purchase, no one will allow the cash discount. When we are paying, on the date of payment only, they will allow the discount. Okay, so this is the Ind As 16. I think we are done with all the questions, right? But still something is there. That is nothing but, yeah, this one. What's the concept? Accumulated depreciation at the date of revaluation. Accumulated depreciation at the date of revaluation. Okay, so for this calculation we have two types of methods. Basically two types of methods. One is elimination approach, second one is restatement approach. What is that? Elimination approach. Second one is restatement approach. Sir, how to calculate under elimination approach and how to calculate under restatement approach? Please read this. So please, when item of PP is revalued, the carrying amount of that asset is adjusted to revalued amount. Yes, we already know about it. At the date of revaluation, the asset is treated as one of the following ways. First one, gross carrying amount is adjusted in a manner that is consistent with the revaluation of carrying amount of the asset. That is called restatement approach. What is this sentence? How to do? For this purpose, we have a one example. I think I have included that example also. Where is that? There is no new questions. Okay. So we need to write down one example for that. I thought I have incorporated a question on that, but still it is not there. Okay. So please take a notes. What is the second method? Accumulated depreciation is eliminated against the gross carrying amount of the asset. So just wait. Okay. So please note down the example. Suppose example A Limited has PP with cost of rupees 1 lakh. A Limited has PP with cost of rupees 1 lakh. Next, at the date of revaluation, sorry, Ryan, at the date of revaluation, accumulated depreciation to rupees 55,000. At the date of revaluation, accumulated depreciation to rupees 55,000. The fair value of asset by reference to transaction to transactions section in similar assets. I got this question to include in my material. Okay. A Limited has PP with cost of rupees 1 lakh at the date of revaluation. Accumulated depreciation to 55,000. The fair value of the asset by reference to transaction in similar assets is assessed to be rupees 65,000. Prepare necessary journal entries. What is the question? Cost of the PP how much? 1 lakh. Accumulated depreciation how much? 55,000. What is the carrying amount? 45,000. Revalued amount how much? 65,000. How much revalued? 20,000. Bachana. This is the question we got in our previous attempt. Similar model. I think this is the first question. 2A. Do you remember? Okay. So 7 marks question. 7 marks question. So students don't know what to answer for 7 marks. Okay. So we need to write the entries here basically. So it's a bacha. What is the cost of asset? 1 lakh. What is the accumulated depreciation? 55,000. What is the revalued amount? 65,000. How much revalued amount? That's it. So please note down first elimination approach. So what is the elimination approach means? Depreciation should be charged to asset account only. So then entry. Please note down which depreciation? Accumulated depreciation to asset account. How much? Simple, whatever the accumulated depreciation that should be adjusted to asset account only. Then what is entry? Accumulated depreciation to asset account. Correct or not? Yes. Sir, next entry. For asset revalued. So asset account debit to revaluation surplus. How much? Students easily they will write this part. First part they will write, but they don't know which is the elimination approach, which is the restatement approach. Correct or not? So everyone can do this. So they will got half of the marks. Out of 7 marks, they will get 3.5. So they will leave the question. They will leave the question. So, but we need to write the restatement approach also. Please note down. See what is the carrying amount here? Please note down the calculation. See, if you want to elaborate the answer, like this we can do. Working note number 1. Cost of asset equal to. So if you want, you can write calculation of carrying amount of asset, particulars amount, cost of the asset 1 lakh, accumulated depreciation 55,000, carrying amount 45,000, revalued amount 65,000, revalued figure upward 20,000. That's how we can elaborate the answer. If they given for 7 marks or 8 marks. Clear? So cost of the asset 1 lakh, accumulated depreciation 55,000, carrying amount 45,000, revalued amount 65,000. So revaluation surplus 20,000. That's it. Easily they will give 3 marks, sorry, 3.5 marks. Damn sure. Next, coming to restatement approach. Coming to restatement approach. Please note down. Here, what is the gross carrying amount? Gross means nothing but cost. How much? How much? 1 lakh. Clear? So, just I am don't write. The cost is 1 lakh. Accumulated depreciation. What's the balance? 45,000. Clear? So in this case, in case of a restatement approach, we need to calculate the percentage how much it has been changed. I mean from 1 lakh to present the value is 45,000, right? How much? 45,000. So can you please calculate the percentage how much amount has been decreased? Please calculate. How much? So basically from 45 to the value got asset revalued to how much? 65,000. Correct or not? Say sir. How much amount has been increased? Please calculate. How much? 44.44 percentage. Say yes or no. How much has been increased, sir? How much has been increased? 20,000. From which amount? 45,000. So 20,000 divided by 45,000 into 100. 44.44 percentage. Correct or not? So that is the surplus percentage. So that should be, we need to calculate first point. Based on that percentage, we need to tell the answer. That's it. Ultimate, the amount got increased is 20,000 only. Everyone knows about it. Correct or not? Say yes or no. So, I think this point is linked to previous question. Question number 5. How? How? Yeah, please tell me the entry. Balance. What is the entry? Then where is the asset increased value? Hmm. Hmm. Please tell me that. Okay, please note down, don't waste time. Particulars, amount. Particulars, amount. What is the cost of asset? What is the accumulated depreciation? What is the carrying amount of asset? 40, 45,000. Next, revalued amount how much? Fair value of asset 65,000. How much amount surplus? Revaluation surplus how much? 20,000. Therefore, percentage of surplus? Percentage of surplus to carrying amount how much? Calculation. How much? 44.44%. So, surplus amount increased by 44.44%. Correct or not? Yes. Now, revaluation amount how much, sir? Here, revaluation amount 20,000 will not change. Correct or not? Under restatement approach. So, coming to journal entry. Under restatement approach, please note down. Asset account debit. Asset account debit. Asset account debit. How much? First of all, what is the cost of the asset? What is the cost of asset? 1 lakh. Please calculate the 44% of it. 44,444. And again, please calculate on provision for depreciation also. $24,444 something change. The balance will be revaluation surplus. So the entry will be, please note down, you will get understand. 1 lakh into 44.44% to accumulated depreciation 24,444. How? 55,000 into 44.44% to revaluation surplus. How much? What is the net effect of this entry? What is the net effect of this entry? 20,000 asset value increased. Yes or no? Asset value increased by 20,000 only. This is the restatement approach. Restated means nothing is changed here. The asset value how much? Basically 1 lakh. Correct or not? Yes or no? Here he wants to maintain the provision for depreciation account. Okay. So when the asset got revalued, okay. So out of the 55,000, 44.44% should be adjusted to asset. Correct or not? As of now, how much amount of asset is increased now? 20,000 only. Correct or not? What is the net entry for this? Asset to revaluation surplus 20,000. Coming to first method. Asset to revaluation surplus 20,000. Correct or not? So the intention of this question is just he wants to restate the value of assets. Everything. So as of now the carrying amount of the asset is 45,000. Correct or not? But the asset should be at 1 lakh only because he's maintaining that. Because this is not an elimination approach. Correct or not? Say yes or no, guys. Okay. So that's why, first of all, under restatement approach, you need to calculate the surplus percentage. Based on the percentage of surplus, we need to adjust to asset and provision for depreciation also. That's it. Okay. So asset and that increase in the how much increase? As per this, net amount is 20,000 only. Nothing change in that. Correct or not? Yes. If the asset got downwards, then asset will be reverse. What is it? Then loss P&L. P&L, that's it. As usual. Okay, now. Even if it is upwards or downwards, you need to calculate that percentage. Okay, now the surplus or a loss, whatever may be. So please do like this only. Then reverse entry will come. Okay, now. So P&L account debit, accumulated depreciation account debit to asset account. That's the entry. In case of a downwards. Okay. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. See, please go and open your previous question paper. I think the paper on the well download the fast call. Okay, so end of the session. So we are done with Ind AS 16. I think this presentation is there. Okay, coming to this point also. This is Bacha 1. So one more point. If you want to, sir, one more point. Please, one more point. Just it's a MCQ point. Revaluation to be made for entire class of asset, not individual asset. That is the note point. If you want to revalue, it should be applicable to entire class of asset, not for individual assets. Okay, not for individual assets. It is for, what is that? Entire class of asset. Entire class of assets. Class of assets means nothing but, I think you will learn in DT, right? DT. Buildings. It includes different types of buildings. Residential building, office building, whatever may be. Okay, na? Sir. Question? Okay, so coming to last year question paper, I will share this question paper in our Telegram channel. Okay, so the cost of the asset is 4 lakhs, useful life 10 years, gross carrying amount 4 lakhs, accumulated depreciation 1 lakh 60, net carrying amount 2 lakh 40, fair value is 3 lakhs. Same as this question, you need to write under two methods. Same question, sir, as this. Fair value 3 lakhs, gross carrying amount 4 lakhs, accumulated depreciation 1 lakh 60, net carrying amount 2 lakh 40. As it is, just amounts changed. Correct or not? How many marks? 7 marks. Definitely, I think only every student got half marks only. Second method, definitely they will. I think they don't know. They don't know the approach also. Yes. Okay, now. So next, coming to, so presentation is not that much important. Just you need to see the points. PP appears under a non-current assets classified as per para 5. Revaluation profit or loss account with revaluation surplus or P&L. So this is presentation, not that much required for us. So you need to learn about this derecognition. Derecognition means simply we need to remove from the balance sheet. Eliminated from the balance sheet. Suppose example, you are selling one asset. You should derecognize that. Suppose example, one more point. Basically, asset should be recognized only when we have a future economic benefit. From current year, there is no future economic benefit will come. Then please derecognize that. Correct or not? No. Derecognition different, decommission is different. Okay, so yeah, dismantling or decommissioning is similar. Okay, now see the point on disposal. Disposal means nothing but sale. Second point, when there is no future economic benefits are expected from use or disposal, then you need to de-recognize. Clear? So in that case, you need to transfer to P&L. P&L. Okay. When you are selling, if you got any profit or loss, that also should be transferred to P&L. Okay. So repairs and maintenance already discussed. This discloses just give single reading. Nothing will be asked in the examination. Just disclosures. Depreciation. What is the depreciation? Which method you are following? Okay. What is the carrying amount? What is the impairment loss? Okay. So everything you need to disclose. Or next, one more point you need to disclose. What is the gross carrying amount? What is the depreciation? Okay. Everything we need to disclose. That's it. So examiner will not ask anything about this. Just you need to disclose under notes to accounts. Or notes, notes to accounts means part of the final accounts, right? So just you need to disclose there. Which method you are following, how much depreciation you are charging. Okay. Any special points you want to inform to the users, please disclose in the notes to accounts. That's it. Okay, now so we have accounting standard 1 Ind As 1 presentation of financial statements. In that case only we will discuss all these things, what we need to present, everything. So that is not there in our syllabus. Correct? Only CA final level only. So this is complete Ind As 16. Nothing is required more than this. Okay. So please go through this. This is more than enough for our exam. Okay. So thank you so much. In our next class we are going to start Ind As 38, intangible assets. Thank you.